how are you? I'm still about to set up my microphone.
Yeah, it's fine, and we're already off. So let's see here. Our players today are Lin, Hitsuyan, DKS 98, 89, sorry, and Magnificent. And already a very short map check here. I saw a pendant in Eastern and 2 crystals in the other Light World dungeons here. Right, and 3 of our 4 Eastern runners here on the escape check, or rather the uncle check, with the triple, just some errors here, while DKS decided to go the Sanctuary route here. We'll also see a Lumberjack check here. Right. So just some bombs here, which will make routing Kakariko a bit easier, and the Bushcrab also has some bombs. Will also make things a little easier here for DPS. And a heart piece on the Lumberjack cave, which means, at least for that, we won't see Aghanim having to die. Still open for perhaps Dark Galaxis, we don't know yet, but so far, no, not really on the agenda here.
Alright, well, again, good evening. I've been a little in a hurry. So, looks like our runners haven't found anything really interesting as of yet.
No, we had a heart container in the house, a blue mail here in the Lost Woods hideout, and otherwise just some bombs and arrows, and, you know, nothing really particularly exciting here.
Well, at least one of our unique items is gone, since the normal arrow is in the forest.
Yeah, the single arrow here in the mushroom spot.
Right. Are the runners on their way to Kakariko?
Indeed. DKS a little head start here because they didn't do the uncle part of the escape. That only had a few bombs anyway, so, you know, not really much of a loss here. And we'll see what is in Blind's hut. So looks like Magnificent and DKS both are using the same sprite, which is the hat color link. No, hold on. It's not the hat color link. It's just the nature link, I think it's called. And we found a shovel and the lamp here in Blind's hut.
Alright, our first fetch quest.
Indeed. And on the top side, we have Hitsuyan using Sia Link and Lin using the Zelda sprite. I think it's the Twilight Princess. Yeah, the nature link, as it is called, is wearing a hat and fig leaves over sensitive spots. Say the well so far just a big 20. Let's see what's in the back here.
Right, for now just a lot of rupees.
Yeah, I mean, now we can afford the bottle vendors, so, you know, not that bad of a find here.
And we trade rupees for even more rupees.
Yeah, the 20% return here. And guess making their way into the chicken hut. Oh! Some useful item, actually. We have flippers here in the chicken house. Let's see if any of the runners are attempting a chicken clip. No.
Aww.
Oh well. Well, it's understandable. You can soft block when you do it, so.
Yeah, it's just fun.
Also, since it came up in the chat that there's been a lot of bombs, if you remember, in the last version, there have been bomb and arrow capacity upgrades. Those have all been taken out and replaced by bombs and arrows, respectively. You can get the capacity upgrades still by the waterfall, no, not the waterfall ferry, the island ferry in where the Portal to Ice Palace is, as it is in vanilla.
Yeah, indeed. Just that it feels like you can find very, very many bombs right now. Arrows, not as much, I feel like, but bombs, very many.
Yeah, it's true. And we only have 20 rupees on the racing game, and I think it was 300 rupees in the library, so we're probably not going to see either. Only Lin here going for the blind race game. I'm not sure they will even bother picking up 20 rupees. Heart piece here in the digging spot, so that shovel did not pay off.
Well, the checks our runners can do are getting more thin now. I guess they're gonna go to the south side.
Yeah, it's we still don't have a weapon, so we can't do the rest of escape. I mean, I guess we could do it with bombs, but it's kind of unattractive, especially when there's other checks to be made yet. Let's see if there's any runners that decide to go for Ahina's cave. I've seen a few runners do that.
Yeah,
Magnificent. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a very rare check to see when our runners don't have boots. Sometimes one or the other tries to go over there to get an edge over the rest, but it's a tough choice.
Yeah, I've seen like several runners have been seemingly liking to skip the dam and then do mini Mulderm and Ice Rock Cave at first, and then do the dam and Agina together. So doesn't look like we're seeing this today, at least on the right-hand side here from Heat General DPS. Magnificent here doing the flipper checks instead. Hobo, I think, didn't have anything of value. And neither had the dam. Mini Mulderm Cave here, 5 items. Very likely we might find something here.
Oh, only bombs from Mini Moldam Cave. That's always fun.
Yeah. The Mini Mulderms wiggle around a lot, so it's a bit of a tough sell.
And the second fetch quest. Alright.
Oh,
mushroom.
Yeah.
Nothing else but the mushroom.
Yeah. Mini Mulderm Cave a bust. Oh, but there's a flute here in Waterfall Cave. That is a very good find for Magnificent. Especially once... sorry, go ahead.
Following progression here, using the flippers to get that.
Yeah. Especially considering that Magnificent can activate the flute to 7, and also flute to 8 and save themselves part of the way to the Astral Cave here. Chat already speculating here on Aghanim. We're still missing a lot of items that we would need for Aghanim. We need either 2 swords or a sword and the cape at the very least. And possibly the Moon Pearl, if the Moon Pearl is not on the Primitive Edge.
For now, we really only have the lamp, so we could check Death Mountain if we get gloves somewhere.
Well, we have logical access to Death Mountain with the flute now.
Oh, alright, we already found the flute.
Yeah. So we do have the flute. We can access Death Mountain. Of course, there's the eastern area still. Agina is still open as well. So still some things here. That said, there's not a lot on Death Mountain for us to see. We can rescue the old man, and we can check what's in Spectacle Rock, and we can see what is on Spectacle Rock. But yeah, DKS deciding to hand in the mushroom here.
So let's see what our second fetch quest is.
Well, if the shovel is anything to go by,
it's
nothing.
bombs.
It is
Even
nothing.
more. Hitsuyan now also with the flute in hand.
Indeed. And naturally going to go straight to activate it. DKS, having not checked Uncle yet, is going to make that check. That's 2 items. Possibly will attach a full escape check here. since we have the lamp, we can, unless the key for the dark section is in the back of escape, we can complete that.
I've seen a lot of runners do that recently. They don't check Uncle at all, but they do escape in one long go.
Yeah. And Sahasrara holding out the goods on us here. We found the mirror, the moon pearl, and a big chunk of money back in that that little hut. And also, Lin checked with Sahasrara to see where the green pendant is, which is in Skull Woods.
Oh. So, maybe not an important mob filler fight today.
Yeah. And Lin deciding to follow that trail and go into Eastern.
Checking the front of Eastern without the bow.
It's potentially 3 items, so I would have done the flipper chest, though. But
yeah, it's a pretty popular choice.
Looks like Magnificent is also making their way to Eastern, so they will find their Moon Pearl and Mirror momentarily. Let's see if they also decide to dip Eastern Palace as well, or go to Death Mountain next.
Decay on his way down to Zelda's chest.
Mm-hmm.
Will soon shows what Escape is holding.
Yeah, so far the Escape not been very valuable. If there's a key in here, we can fully clear it. If not, then there might still be one in the Dark Cross. If there is no key in there, though, that the back of Escape is locked by... What are you? Oh, preparing a death
He's setting up the death warp here.
Yeah. If I lost my train of thought. Right. If there's no key in those 2 locations, the back of Escape is indeed. Oh, there's just 20 rupees. Yeah. Okay.
And he didn't get it. So will he gamble on going into the Dark Sewers? Yeah, he will.
Yeah. And the old man on the mountain holding the gloves for us today.
Well, we did have the lamp to save him.
Indeed. So we're 1 piece away from Dark World access, either the hammer or the mitts, because we have the flippers. We can access the eastern side of Dark World as well.
Alright, let's see what Spectacle Rock has. Magnificent deciding to go straight into Spectacle Rock without checking what's in it beforehand.
With the hint there, usually valuable play. And there's a shield in the Dark Cross, which means that Back of Escape not only has a key confirmed, but also is locked by those gloves. Oh! Chat pointing out that Eastern has a hammer, and Lin picked that up, which means that Lin is, 1 flipper check away from logically getting Dark World access. Just need to pick up the flute and then flute up to that mountain.
That's quite the huge find.
But decides to go for Escape first. Oh, looks like Hitsuyan also has been to Death Mountain already and picked up their glove? Or was their glove in the Escape?
I don't think so. I haven't seen one. Unless it was in the very first chest.
Oh, okay. One of the trackers pointing out that Hitsuyan did indeed save the old man already. And luckily for DKS, the back of Escape didn't have anything valuable anyway. So just had some rupees there. That was the wrong red there, Hitsuyan. That as well.
It's hard to keep track of them once you lost the right rat.
Ooh, okay. Third time's the charm. DKS picking up the flute here. And we're getting a Geno check here from Magnificent.
Oh, let's see what he is. It's another sword upgrade.
It's the first sword upgrade,
The
actually.
very first, yeah.
So Magnificent climbing that mountain here. With the mirror and the sword and the lamp, we can fully clear Hera. That's probably what they're intending to do. And Hitsuyan making their way into the eastern area while VKS is activating their flute. Let's see what Hera holds for us today. A blue boomerang on
picking up Bloomerang, yeah.
Yeah, a blue boomerang. I mean, it doesn't hurt having one of them because it can be useful at times.
Yeah, especially since they don't have another ranged weapon yet.
Yeah. A
unique item in Hookshot Cave.
Yeah. There's the big key. That means there might still be an item in the basement, but we don't have to go there to clear the dungeon.
Didn't get a hint about that yet either. So we'll have to count items.
That hardhead beetle there getting stuck, and which is not something that Magnificent is looking for. Looks like Hitsuyan decides to skip out on the hint, which, you know, we know is worth it because that hint is trash, so... There's one of the items. Oh! Okay.
Boots require hook shots. Alright.
Yeah, that's one of the, I think, 2 guaranteed hints you get in every seed. There's one hint that says where the boots are, in some shape or form, and I think one for the left side of Swamp.
Now, the question is boots maybe the one item blocked by hookshot, which is another hint we just got in Hera?
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to say that there was one, like, what the guaranteed hints are in every seed. Because a boots hint is in every seed. Yeah, it's very possible that the Hookshot Cave hint is the boots, but not necessarily so. It might also be, say, in the back of Swamp Palace, for instance. Or generally on the, well, actually, no, the eastern side of the mountain doesn't need Hookshot necessarily. So, yeah, it could be Hookshot Cave, it could be in the back of Swamp. Yeah, if Swamp is a pendant and the boots aren't in Hookshot Cave, then yeah. Or it could be on the Hookshot side of Ice Palace, the right side.
Magnificent clearing the first Trolldom fight with Vanilla Sword for this fight.
Yeah. And there's a map, which means there's one item in the basement, if I've seen that correctly.
Yeah, there should be. So we'll probably see him go down.
Jet being trolly here and saying that... I mean, it is correct. It's very possible that the boots also are in Moldrum too. And Lin here, the last one to activate their flute. Looks like Magnificent decides it's worth spending the time And Hitsuyan even straight up going for the basement here before even knowing that there is an item there.
Yeah, the basement is a place you don't really want to leave out. It's always a bad feeling if you know there could be an item down there.
Yeah. Off the break, and it's over. Well, what do you have for us today, Tower Para Basement? It better be good. Takes 5 years to wait for you.
I bet we're gonna get a hint about it later too. It's 20 rupees! Great!
No! Oh no!
Well, that wasn't worth our time, but I'm pretty sure all our runners are gonna see that.
Yeah, it's very likely. No, luckily it was a bit better than 1 rupee, but it was 20 rupees.
Darkwood, check.
Oh, there with Dark World. There is a Pendant Thief Stone and 5-6 crystals on Swamp and Ice
And
Palace.
ice. Well, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get our hookshot somewhat soon, since we got 2 hints for the hookshot already.
Yeah.
So
It
that
looks
would
like-
we'd get pretty early access to Swamp Palace at least.
Looks like Magnificent decides to check the back of Escape as well, and go the route to the back route to the Dark Cross here. We'll find it. I think it was rupees or something in there.
Shizuan now on his way to check Eastern Palace too.
Which we know is the right play. Speaking of which, Lin now in Death Mountain, which means that they have actually acquired their full Dark World access here. Hot Trek is here on point.
Looks like we're gonna see double Hera and double Eastern.
Yeah, for Magnificent, like, the thing is, we don't have the items needed for not Agina, for Aghanim, which means that they can't do the Castle Tower. So that's pretty much the only thing they have left at this point, Eastern Palace. So
Yeah, they need to find a sword upgrade somewhere. Or maybe the cape.
yeah, if Aghanim were required, they would have to find those one or both of those items. But we know Aghanim is not going to be required, so luckily for the runners, the fact that there's no swords available to them or cape means that none of them are going to be doing Aghanim inadvertently without having to do it. That mini Moldum trolling Lin. Yes, I know. One sword is available, but in order to get to Aghanim, we need either the Master Sword to break the barrier, or we need the cape in order to walk through the barrier. One sword is not enough. We do need one sword for cutting the curtains, but one sword on its own is not enough to get to Aghanim. Right. Also, that hint Thailand Eastern is a nonsense hint, which you can identify by the green text and the link face attached to it. So that looks like that's like quotes from Zelda 1 or just references.
Lin now in his fight against Troodon, but with the hammer.
Yeah, the hammer a bit harder to hit than the sword, but deals temperature damage. So I think 3 hits are needed to take down the Moldorm. I find the hammer Moldorm fight almost comfy, actually.
Yeah, it does skip his fast phase.
Yeah.
Which is very comfortable.
Yeah, the rage phase is a bit annoying. And we're gonna see our first hype cave check, Hitsuyan being the first to in the Dark World proper.
On very low health at that. Let's see, he gets 50 rupees. The cane, a fairy, bombs, and the net.
Okay, so with the Cane of Somaria, our first bottle and the single most important item of the game, the swag net, we now have a 10 out of 10 hype cave.
Well, as hype as hype cave will ever be again.
Yeah, there's no way hype cave can ever be. Wow, Lynn getting trolled, utterly trolled by those dead rocks. Decides to check Spiral Cave. Since Lynn was the first one with the hammer here up on Death Mountain, this is new information for us as well. We haven't seen the eastern side yet.
Right. Meanwhile, Hitsuyan will check what the Dark World holds for us. We'll probably check K45 here.
Ether Medallion here in the Spiral Cave. The floating island had just 300 rupees, so we're probably not going to see that. Since Lynn has not been to Agina's cave yet, they do not have the sword. Only Magnificent so far has bothered to make that check. See what the digging game has for us today. While Lynn makes her way up or down the Paradox Cave.
8 digs for 20 rupees.
Yeah, it's not even as shiny as the regular rupees that come out of there. What a ripoff.
Oh, it's another sword for Lin. Now we have our 2 sword upgrades.
Yeah. But luckily, we needed all of the items we have here, and like all of the Dark World Access items anyway to even get here, so...
Yeah, there's no danger for any of our runners to drag in him.
And looks like Hitsuyan decides to make their way into the Village of Outcasts, while Lynn is going to check the back of his escape and be very disappointed at just a bit of cash down there. Though, getting very close to Zora money there. Oof, and BTS getting knocked off by Moldorm right at the start. It's unfortunate.
Well, rather get knocked off right at the start than at the end of the fight.
That is true.
Right, second round, DK versus Moldorm.
Looks like Lynn is heading in the mushroom. We'll probably walk over there from there to the Zora area.
Alright, gets his revenge on Moldorm.
Indeed. Oh no, Lynn sets reset to keep the mushroom in case of wanting to fake powder. Which, it's not a bad idea, especially since we know that the King of Samara is in Hype Cave.
Yeah, we also haven't seen the powder for any of our other runners yet, so it might be valuable.
Yeah. It's very possible that the powder is the key to some sort of like the powder is somewhere really down in the logic here and required for, say, the ice to rise. Hitsuyan going to explore Skullwoods here, while all the other runners are basically retracing Hitsuyan's steps, doing various Dark World checks.
Right, Bag of Skullwoods didn't really give us anything.
Looks like Hitsuyan is going to check the bumper ledge and possibly the graveyard ledge before going into the village of Outcasts itself.
It's just a piece of heart.
Yeah, probably will do a lumber check here as well. Heart piece here, no, heart container even in the K45. Always good to pick up. It's on the way there. We haven't gotten super much health yet, but it's looking pretty good at this point.
Looks like he's not gonna go check the graveyard ledge. Wait, no, he just took the rather roundabout way. Okay.
I think they took the roundabout way because of the murder-dactyls. They don't have a lot of hearts, and those things are relentless. It looks like Lin is also already trying to set up for the fake powder here.
Alright, Hitsuyan still doesn't have a sword, so he's gotta be careful not to run into any enemy.
Yeah. Alright, let's see here what the graveyard is holding for us. A 5-er. Wow.
Nothing of value to be found here. And we don't have the boots to check King's Tomb.
Yeah. And now all the way around through the graveyard, all the way back to
Yeah, it's a curse you don't really want to run without the boots.
Luckily, with the hearts from the graveyard ledge, Hitsuyan was able to just damage boost through some of those enemies and make the trip a bit shorter. Alright, what does the magic bat have for us today? Let's see if that not handing in that mushroom as the others did pays off.
Well, Kane won't help us with that, but it's red. Ah, it's just a big 20. Alright.
Well, the powder candle did not pay off there.
Could have been something.
Could have been something. Sadly, as so often the case, it wasn't. Right. Looks like the Village of Outcast checks also not having yielded all too much just yet. I think we're still due to a chess game, and then we're probably going to take a trip into Thieves Town, which we can fully clear. Hitsuya not having picked up the sword yet is probably going to have a much rougher time, though. Neither of any sword, really, because Hitsuyan has not been to the east side of Death Mountain either.
Yeah, he'll probably only check the front side of Thieves Town, as we see so often when Thieves Town is abandoned.
Oh yeah, that's right. Thieves Town is abandoned. You're right. Yeah. Well, there's one of the 4 items that can possibly be in the dungeon. We do know that one of these 4 chests has to have the big key, but everything else is open. There's the second one, okay.
Ooh, many items in the front.
And it's not good items either.
Makes it less likely the runners will even try to check the rest of Thieves Town.
Yeah. There's our big key.
And the last item for the front. It's another item, but it's only rupees. So that's 3 items from Thieves Town already, but he doesn't seem to quit.
Yeah, he must have thought about it because he was pulling up the menu, but decided to actually not continue, and that's probably because of that hint tile that's in the attic. Thinking that, you know, might be useful. And maybe the last item is in the attic chest or in the basement, and we don't have to defeat the line.
It's gonna be a hard dungeon for him. He doesn't have powder, he doesn't have anything in his bottle left, he has 2 hearts, he doesn't have a sword. That's gonna be a real challenge.
Especially the hallway here. No boots either to go through this section. So, eesh, yeah, wow, okay, this is gonna be very tight for them. But manages to go through. And yeah, as chat is pointing out, hammer is not the only weapon that will work here. Some bombs and mimic, so we can skip that. That's actually a useful hint. The Cane of Samaria also works on blind, and it's actually a very fancy, fun fight. It's probably my favorite weapon to use on blind, personally.
Yeah, it's pretty useful. You can just put down the block and let blind pretty much do itself.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, those little lizards, they do a lot of damage, even with blue mail. So, they're very fast and tend to be a little bit erratic in their movement, so...
Oh. And that's the 3rd sword upgrade. But the first way to
yeah, that's some really interesting placements for the sword so far. But that's also the last item in Thieves Town, which means that we do not have to defeat the line unless there's something on the pedestal. And we also know that...
Yeah, it's really good news for Hitsuyan.
Yeah, it's not only good news for Hitsuyan, it's also good news in general that the 4 items are so far ahead, because that means that no matter what we do, if we do have to get back into Thieves Town, we can clear it out and don't even have to pick up any other chests. So we can just pick up the maiden and then kill blind if we need that pendant. And yeah, Chet pointing out, all of the swords that we have found, like Magnificent found their first sword in Agina, and I think they are still the only one to have gone to Agina. Hitsuyan found it in Thieves Town, and Lin and BKS both think on Death Mountain, which is the second sword that Magnificent found. So pretty interesting. But it looks like Hitsuyan is about to get their Master Sword at least, so...
Well then, let's see what our other runners will do. Lin now also in Thieves Town. Might opt to only check the front now. The sword upgrade, of course, isn't really vital to the seat if they go check Agina at some point, and we don't know where our 4th sword is yet.
Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously none of the runners know that there is a sword in Thieves Town, unless one of them might find a hint for it. But Lin did not, so Lin might opt to clear those 4 items. Luckily, of course, for all of our runners, the 4 items are very easily found, because basically the 3 in the front that can possibly have items, and the very first chest you usually pick up in the back. So. Yeah,
Nope.
Lynn
Lin also going into the dungeon.
Lynn deciding to pick up that hint and inadvertently the the sword, and that bunny sprite was a Sheik, I think. That's pretty cute.
Alright, our second Master Sword, now on Hitzian. And we'll see what Catfish is holding for us.
Yep. This is a first check for us here. Magnificent being the first one to the Eastern Dark World here. Looks like Hitzion decides to pick up a potion, possibly for a potion glitch, because it's a green potion.
It's a hard container for Magnificent, so Catfish not that important.
But has Zora money, so we'll go check what the other fish has for us. And looks like Hitsuyan opting indeed for the pot play. With that green potion, we can set up the potion glitch, and allows us to explore the bow-locked side of pod. Should, of course, pod be even be bow-locked.
Well then, let's see what we get for 500 rupees today. 20 rupees! The big scam, great.
It could have been worse. Could have been 5 rupees or even 1. We just know it couldn't have been the single arrow because we already saw that one.
Yeah, that was somewhere in the forest.
Yeah, the unique item in the mushroom spot. So far the seed has also been really stingy for our runners here. None of the dungeons really held anything useful except for hammering Eastern, and otherwise it was just a couple items here or there, but nothing really paying off.
And seeing as the pendants are in pretty accessible dungeons, well, we don't have our fire source yet, and we don't have our bow yet, but maybe we can see a pedestal.
Yeah, we would need a bow and a fire rod to get those, but yeah, that's certainly on the table. And it looks like both Magnificent and DKS decide to go for the swamp play.
Well, the flippers didn't fail us yet. Maybe they won't fail us again.
Well, we do know that Hitzion can't find the bow in the bow-locked side here. Pod. Some cash requires a hookshot. Wow, lots of hookshot hints here. Oh, looks like Hitzion found the mitts in pod. And Lin also is making the pod play here. Successful potion glitch here on Hitzion's side. Yeah, as chat went out, it is hookshot. We haven't found a hookshot yet, so we can't do the backside of Swamp, which means that we only can do the front half with the left side attached to it.
Well, left side swamp is a pretty popular jack.
Yeah, everybody loves left side swamp.
Well, recently I've seen more runners actually go straight into left side swamp because most runners have to go there anyway, even after they cleared the boss. So many take the gamble.
Well, so far swamp has not paid out. There's still the 2 chests on the left side, of course. And possibly the big chest if we found a big key. And Len also successfully setting up the potion glitch here. If the bow is behind the myths, which is looking more and more likely, then logically a double dip into pod was required. All right.
Let's see what the dark rooms from Palace of Darkness have.
Meanwhile, we will be seeing the left side chests momentarily here on Magnificent's side while we're exploring the dark maze.
So far, there hasn't been anything of value. Another heart container.
And
But no big items.
well, the myths were in pod at least, but nothing
Yeah.
like
Nothing in the dark rooms.
Yeah, nothing like in the back half of pod. First left item chest here, a map. Yikes. See what the right one has.
Checking Desert Ledge, it's just a piece of heart.
And with the myths, Hitsuyan can now go into the Maya area. Let's see what medallion we'll need for Maya here and what is in the shed and the checkerboard cave. So that looks like... I think that is Bombos, but I'm not sure.
Well, let's see what my shed has for us. It's another cane, it's the blue one, and a piece of heart.
Yeah, and Swamp Palace was a complete dud, sadly, for both DKS and Magnificent. That gamble has not paid off at all.
Well, Hitsuyan gonna take the chance and go straight into Desert.
I mean, it makes sense. Unless it's Boots Luck, we can clear it, and it's a crystal. Has to add. Oh, it's Ether. Okay, not Mamos. Ether required for my hair. And the hint says... Oh, the lunchbox has some cash, which means we can skip that during the Smith chain.
Well, it wouldn't waste too much time since we have the flute, but it's good to just get that.
Yeah. It's one check that we can, without any remorse, cross off and say, yeah, it's probably nothing that we need to do here. Considering how much bloody money that Hitsuyan has, even though not even having gone to Zora yet. There's our second bottle with a B in it as the first item in Desert.
And the big key in the back.
Indeed. Oh, looks like it was already. You already found both items? Because Hitsuyan did not go for the big chest there. Sets to
Indeed, he didn't.
Sets to go for the checkerboard cave first here. Might also do Artina. Oh, there was thanks chat. 20 rupees just in the door. Looks like Hitsuyan will be getting their tempered sword now. I wonder why they didn't complete.
Yeah, he didn't go for the boss fight.
Yeah, that's weird. Either forgotten that they have the lamp for the forge, or I don't know. There's a temper for Hitsuyan.
Well, he will have to return to this area when he does miss a Remire, so maybe he wants to kill the boss when he has a better quick kill method.
Yeah, that's possible. And looks like Lynn is also about to pick up their tempered sword from Athena's cave here. In the meantime, DKS on the way to Zora for their life lesson. And there it is.
Lessons have to be learned. And we're seeing the Smith chain for Hitsuyan, taking the frog in.
Looks like Lynn thinking about where to go from here. And we're probably gonna get slow pegs. Yay. And looks like Mark also deciding to go for the pot play here, which might be where the seed wanted us to go all along. With bits, we can also now access Darkness Mountain.
Yeah, we have a lot of checks on that side that none of our runners have checked yet.
Yeah, and we might even be able to enter Treadle Rock, depending on which medallion is required.
I haven't seen anything but Ether yet, but it might be the Ether medallion.
Yeah. Just some cash on the Smiths. We know we don't need that to take the portal back into the Dark World, because we don't need to pick up the lunchbox. And Hitsuyan seemingly going to go for that play on Darkness Mountain here. What's to note is that hookshot could be in Hookshot Cave. No, it can't, because boots are hookshot locked. Yeah, I forgot we don't have boots. But if we had the boots, then the hookshot could be there. But we know that, thanks to the hint that the boots are hookshot locked.
Yeah, and maybe even in the Hookshot Cave.
No. Oh yes, the boots can be in the Hookshot Cave. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Right, DK getting his Titan Smiths now.
Yep. And Lynn deciding to buy another potion. And then go back to Catfish. So, Turtle Rock.
That means all our runners can lift the heavy blocks now. So,
Yep.
Hitsuyan will show us Turtle Rock Pendant. And it is Ether.
So we could go into Turtle Rock and check out at least that first chest in the spiky room on the left. If there isn't a small key in there, Turtle Rock is Firewall Block.
Indeed. One of the more nefarious chests to hide something in.
And it looks like Hitsuyan decides to skip it, just opening it up and then possibly coming back later. Not even picking up the hint in there. Alright, Super Bunny Cave has for us today another bottle with a B.
More bees.
Yeah.
That's already it.
B-Torp on the case. Len also getting a life lesson here. Hitsuyan
Zoro
isn't
scammed almost all our runners now.
yeah, Hitsuyan isn't even going to lift up the block and actually decides to indeed go into the rock here. Oh, wow, okay, that would have been a very good hint for both BKS and Magnificent, as it tells us that only the map and some cash are in left side swamp. Ouch.
Damn, that would have been a time saver.
Yeah, I can almost see both of those runners slashing at the hint tile whenever they get into Turtle Rock here.
And it's just a small key, so there's nothing in Turtle Rock to be had yet.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, there's not all that many other checks they could do. I guess what he can't do as Palace because we don't have Bombos or the Fire Rod. And without Boots or Hookshot, we can't go into Mire. And the only other check, I think, is Spike Cave that we could make. And it makes sense to like continue as far into Turtle Rock as we can. And Hitsuyan is not impressed by finding more keys here.
Indeed, this might be a big waste of time. Let's hope it's not.
And yeah, as the chat is pointing out, if we find a certain key layout here in Turtle Rock, we can get as far as Laser Bridge. Obviously, we cannot beat Trinex, but and we do have the Cane of Burna, so Laser Bridge also is in logic because we do have an invincibility item. Go for it. That Oki there trolling Hitsuyan. Is that? I think that's the king from the CDI games.
Yes, he is.
Okay, so luckily for Hitsuyan, just the 20 rupees here in the chest there, in the vanilla big key chest, which I do believe means that we can't get to Laser Bridge. And also we
Magnificent now opting to defeat actually the Desert Palace boss.
Yeah, it's the only one to do so. DKS also decided to, or maybe he's making me a liar. I don't know. I'm not sure what DKS is onto here. Yeah, looks like it. Did they check this yet? No. Okay. They didn't.
So, second crystal for Magnificent.
Yeah, we did have a hint that said that Mimic Cave was rubbish. So
Then following the Turtle Rock trail.
we'll also find absolutely nothing in there. I think not Hammer, Spike Cave is the only check left that we have.
He's not well equipped for that, I think.
We'll find a fairy here, so that's good.
Yeah, that should be more than enough now.
Alright, Spike Cave. What do you have for us today? Do you have bow or hook shot or fire rod? That's pretty much all that can be on there. Oh, and there is the hook shot.
It's the hookshot in Spike Cave. So that should open up a lot now.
Yeah, that is very painful. Looks like DKS also deciding to go for Lamolus right off the bat. And Magnificent is opening up Mire. Can't get into there yet, though, because we need either the boots to bonk across that gap in the first room or the hook shot.
It's in deciding to go straight back to Death Mountain.
I mean, of course, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, he's gonna check the dark side, of course.
Yeah, the hookshot cave is a fairly swift check with 4 potential items, and we do know that the boots are hookshot locked, so that means that the boots may just be in there.
And Lin and Lin first at hookshot cave, but without the hookshot.
We've already seen the floating island. It's just money, so we won't be picking that up unless Hitsuyan decides, you know what, I want to be filthy rich by the end of this seed. All right, hookshot cave. What you got for us today?
It's another 5.
That's not a good start here.
Well, 50, that's better.
Oh, there's the last sword.
But that's not a unique item. It's the boots. It was actually the boots in Hookshot Cave. So we had 2 hints for boots.
Yeah.
Lin didn't like that at all.
Yeah, Lin not very happy about finding the hookshot in the spike cave here. Just those few seconds of just complete stopping everything and just just disbelief and then just slashing out their frustration. And with the boots in tow, Hitsuyan deciding to make the boots checks here near Sanctuary, King's Tomb, and
it's the Fire Rod in King's Tomb.
Rock, and yep.
He has all the luxury now.
Yeah. So we still need the bow. We still need
the ice rod.
The ice rod. Yeah, we still that was the item I was wanting to say, but forgot in mid sentence. Yeah, we still need the bow and the ice rod, but that's it for go mode. All in we need. And but as we know, the ice rod can be anywhere. And with the fire rod now, Hitsuyan feels comfortable enough to take on Lanmola's fire rod and gold sword, for that matter.
Yeah, this should be pretty easy to get the 0 cycle.
Yeah. And probably will, right after this, go into Misery Mire. Since that is clearable as well.
Lin on the straight path to get the fire rod as well.
Yep. Meanwhile, Magnificent is deciding to continue through Thieves Town here.
Yeah, which means he will pick up his 3rd sword upgrade.
Yeah.
And he will probably quit out.
Most likely.
Unless he feels like gambling on the pedestal, which is not very likely at this point, but, well, might still have the ice rod.
Yeah. The ice rod is the only gold item that can be on there. We know that the bow can't be on there. And that's the 4th item out of Thieves Town for Magnificent. Magnificent knows this and mirrors right out the gate. And looks like Lin decides to make sure Aghanim doesn't have anything useful here.
Yeah, I didn't check the cave yet.
Yeah, we'll be very happy to see that it's just a heart piece. After finding that hookshot in Spike Cave, I would also think that maybe there might be something on Lumberjack. And it's basically hot on Hitsuyan's heels here. Also straight going into Meyer.
Yeah, Hitsuyan and Lin are at about the same point right now. Hitsuyan didn't kill Moldom yet.
Yeah.
But at least he cleared Desert Palace, which is not too much time.
Yeah, and Lin being a crowd pleaser here, doing the purchase for us. Alright, BKS opening up Turtle Rock here, and Magnificent probably like right as well, as they both do. Let's see if they both decide to gamble for Turtle Rock, or decide, I don't have the Fire Rod. You know what, I'm gonna go and check out Spike Cave first. See what their reaction is upon reading that left side swamp hint.
Mizurumaya decides to hide the big key. Oh wait, it was in the spike chest. Didn't see that.
This was a Godmire.
And Lin decides to take Godmire for now.
Makes sense. Mizurumaya can only have 2 items, and the likelihood of one being on Vitreous is not insignificant. So might as well. Because if Vitreous does have 1 item, and you have to clear Vitreous anyway. Oh, and there's the Ice Rod.
The Ice Rod.
Oof, okay.
So then we'll have to return into this dungeon after killing the boss.
Yeah.
So we're done with the trolley items.
Looks like both DKS and Magnificent also are going to gamble for Turtle Rock.
So the bow might still be inside a rock somewhere.
Yeah. Which also, chat, I'm sorry to say, Pet is dead. None of our go mode items, can be on there, or rather, our go mode item cannot be on there because only the bow at this point.
Ooh, Lin not in a good place. Swallows his potion.
Yeah, Vitreous, only sword is a bit annoying, even if it's a gold sword. Because when you don't have the cape either, you can you take quite a bit of damage going into the goo. So
yeah, you don't really want to use the dash threads with the boots.
Looks like Hitsuyan decides to go for burner strats here.
So thus, Lin's got his second crystal.
Indeed, Lin most likely will just mirror over and kill Lunmolus to get the 3rd crystal on the board. And Hitsuyan, of course, also having cleared Meyer now, also gets their 2nd crystal here.
Right, decides to go right back into the dungeon, so Lin will pick up the Ice Rod.
Yeah.
Next up for Hitsun seems to be Swamp Palace, which he knows he doesn't have to visit the left side.
Oh, and DKS taking a death here on the way to that balcony mimic cave.
It's not too bad for him, since we know he wouldn't have found anything anyway, so that
Yeah.
maybe actually saved time for him.
Yeah, that's it's very likely that it helped him save time, but yeah. And Lin rightfully deciding not to do the cutscene chest until it's the very last check there. Found one of the 2 items already, so... And then, yeah, Lin is going to go onto the right-hand side to find their ice rod in the big chest. And with the hookshot intel, Hitsuyan going to go for Swamp. And I mean, that's pretty much the play here, because we haven't seen the backside yet. So the bow can either be on Laser Bridge Trinix or in Swamp Palace. And Swamp Palace makes a lot more sense to first go for, because we already cleared out most of Turtle Rock anyway.
Yeah, it's true, but just because it makes more sense, I'm pretty willing to bet it's on Turtle Rock.
Just because it makes more sense to go Swamp first, yeah. Okay. Right, and Lin making their way into the desert here. And since we have seen both Lin and Hitsuyan picking up those hints about Left Side Swamp being a dud, they will just go mode the dungeon, pick up the chests that are like in the backside, but left side will be left alone.
Yeah, it's a very comfortable situation for them.
Mm-hmm.
So now we'll see what's in the backside.
That said, the bow could be in the big chest, and the big key could be on Argus. So
That is true.
Which always is annoying. DKS picking up their tempered sword and boots. And the third crystal on the board for Lin.
And the crystal lead again.
Indeed.
Didn't do Swamp Palace yet, so Lin will probably go there next too.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Magnificent also decided, instead of going to Mire like the other runners have been, they want to do Swamp Palace now. They want to finish it up. This DKS is gonna have to be a triple Swamp.
Everyone will gather down there now.
Yeah. Everybody goes to Swamp. That's where the party is.
If Hitsuyan would kill that boss any less quick, we'd probably see them all in the same place.
Yeah.
But since he has his butter sword, he'll get that boss before it's time.
Yeah.
And gets another bottle.
Okay, there's the fourth bottle. I think that's all of the items in Swamp as well. I'm not sure if I think the big key was not found.
Oh, so the big key is in the big chest.
Yeah, that is a possibility. Oh, he has the big key. Okay, yeah, so he goes
Okay.
back in.
Well then.
And yeah, the map is on the left side. Map and some cash, I think it was. We've seen a hint for the left side here.
So 1 hour and 50 minutes, and we do have the luxury to see all our runners in the same dungeon.
Yeah. And
It's a shield upgrade.
shield! Wow!
That's great. Oh, that's so helpful.
Ice Palace? Has to be Ice Palace, right?
Well, we still have Turtle Rock, but yeah, it might be Ice
yeah.
Palace.
I mean, I would be surprised if the runners weren't going for Ice Palace next. Especially since all of them already went through all of Turtle Rock here. Oh yeah, there's the big key in the flooded room.
Hitzian decided to take off.
Looks like DKS is not doing the gamble that the other runners did, and is going to grab their shield right off the bat. And Hitzian is going to go and check the backside of Skull Woods. With the fire rod in tow now, we can actually open that up. And of course, the bow can also be on the green pendant, which Mothula is having in this seed. So perhaps the hospital is holding out on us. We found a mirror and the moon pearl in his closet, but maybe he's out holding out on us and just keeping the bow somewhere in his robes.
Yeah, it's also a place that we can get hints about, but we haven't found one.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big gamble for him there. He still has some checks open to him.
Yeah, Ice Palace is still entirely open. Ice Palace also has 3 hints, so...
Right, checking what's in the last chest before Mothula. And it's just a few arrows.
Mm-hmm. Decides to go for the boss.
Oh yeah, at this point he's out for every item he can get.
Yeah. By extension, that, of course, is another item. Through the green pendant. I'm not sure if we found the second item in the dungeon, actually, as well, so... It looks like Magnificent is indeed going to go for Ice Palace. Did Magnificent pick up the fire rod? Ah, no, okay. Realizing I don't have a fire rod of bombos, I can't go into Ice Palace.
Yeah, so far only Hitzian and Linlin do have the rods.
Yeah. Of course, you know what else could have the bow? The Pyramid Fairy.
Ah, that's right. The Pyramid Fairy would be open once they finish Ice Palace. Since all our runners did swamp now.
Yep.
Pyramid Fairy also another spot that we can get hints about, but haven't found any again.
What does the big chest hold for us today?
Well, first of all, let's hold some mini Moldon that really isn't in a good spot for jumping over there.
Yeah.
It's 50 rupees.
Has to be Ice Palace then, right? Or Turtle Rock, please. God.
Well, Magnificent is on his way into Ice Palace now, without anything to enter. Wait, he did pick up Fire Rod just now, didn't he? Yeah, he did.
Yeah. First hint, sadly, nothing of value. Hitsuyan. Oh, Hitsuyan is gonna hand in the green pendant before doing anything else. Thinking to themselves, I beat Skullwoods, found only rubbish in it. Please let that third item be something good. And it's Bombos.
It is Bombos. That's not really helpful. I mean, it's a little bit of luxury, but that won't save much time.
Yeah, but it might hint Hitsuyan towards going to Ice Palace. But Hitsuyan says no.
What?
No, I'm not gonna do Ice Palace.
Seed says to go there, let's not do that.
Yeah, I don't care what you're suggesting, Seed. I'm gonna do Turtle Rock now.
Well, that is an interesting choice. It could mean he can go mode Ice Palace if he finds the bow in Turtle Rock, but it would have saved a lot of time if he was able to go mode Turtle Rock and go straight to Ganon. If he found the bow somewhere else, like in Ice Palace.
And our first item here in Ice Palace was the cape, which both Magnificent and Lynn have been picking up here. Granted, not really something we'll need, but cape is always nice to have. It's a nice safety item. Oh, that firebar knocking poor Magnificent off the ledge there after a successful bomb jump. That's annoying.
GK actually taking some time to look at the cutscene chest, which we already know will be nothing.
Yeah. Nice fairy there for Magnificent out of one of the Tringators. It's the compass that's in this chest. The last dungeon item we haven't seen there.
And it's the bow in Turtle Rock. Oh, so it turned out to be the right choice to go up there, so he can go mode Ice Palace now. Well, that means Hitsuyan at 1 hour and 22 minutes is in go mode.
Indeed.
Well, that means he will be able to rush through Turtle Rock now and skip a lot of the checks the other runners are doing right now.
Yeah. That said, if Silver Arrows are here in Ice Palace, you know.
Oh, that's not good for Magnificent and the other Ice Palace runners. They actually found the book in the dungeon, which opens a lot of new checks for them.
And the third hint in Ice Palace also being rubbish. I've seen the other day I've seen a race where all three hints in Ice Palace were green.
Well, they have to be somewhere.
Yeah. It was a hard mode race, so there was like a lot more, and it was like 6 green hints in total. Right, and Hitsuyan, very low health here, has to be very careful. The enemies in TR are not a joke.
She has a lot of bottles, but unfortunately not much in there.
Yeah, I think one of... Oh, and there's the silvers. Well, there's that proposed time save that the Ice Palace people would have gotten gone.
Well, that couldn't have been much better for Hitsuyan.
Yeah. Hitsuyan just needs to then walk over, complete Talk Hair, and then do the pod play, but yeah.
We'll have some trouble with the fireballs now, but he can pick up these extra hearts.
Yeah. And Magnificent here on Cold Stare. We still haven't found Half Magic, so...
Yeah, it really makes this fight a lot easier if you can use the Fire Rod constantly.
Yeah. And that's
It's
Cold
also
Stare down.
just a small key on Cold Stare's final reward.
I imagine that Magnificent might go for Permit Fairy now. And
Yeah, it just opened up for him, so it would be the most sensible thing to do now, I think.
I think Lin is deciding to pick up a fairy here. Or maybe not. Okay, they haven't done the right side yet. Let's see. Meanwhile, DKS picking up their Fire Rod now.
Right, Shizian fighting Tronex. Does have the Butter Sword, which does make this fight pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
Got hit by the head, so he's down to 1.5 hearts. Setting up for the quicker, and got it. Whew, that was close.
Yeah, that was tight. And Lin here on speaking of 1.5 hearts, going to enter Cold Stare with that low health. I do think Lin has picked up some potion, yeah, and has a fairy as well.
Got a fairy there. Shizian now opting for the Pilot of Darkness.
We'll probably do the ascent to Death Mountain, then mirror over to Hera, clear that out, and then go to the Ganon Tower.
I'm pretty sure that was Lin's last lifeline, but it does have the Butter Sword for this.
Yeah. All of our runners have at least 10%, so... Which sword did DKS not get, though?
Did he go to Agina?
I'm not sure.
Oh, he did do Desert Palace, so he probably checked Agina.
Definitely did Hookshot Cave. Definitely Paradox Cave. So the only two other start locations were Agina and the last one?
Yeah, I'm thinking where it was too.
Chet, help us out here. Where was that last sword? Oh yeah, Thieves Town. That's right. Yeah, that's probably the one that
alright.
Yeah, that's probably the one that DKS skipped.
Yeah, makes sense. It's actually surprising all our other runners do have that sword.
Yeah. And with the cape here, Magnificent decides to do the cape dash strats, and Lin indeed decides, you know what? I'm not gonna go for Turtle Rock just yet. I'm gonna try and see if it's in the Permit Fairy. And we know that the Permit Fairy doesn't have anything of value. The only thing that the Permit Fairy can have are like just items we don't really need. The best result would probably be Red Mail and/or Powder for some safety, but even then, that's like not something we exactly want to see.
Yeah, it's the best worst result for him. If that's what he finds there. I mean, he already did the powder check, so it wouldn't open another check for him at least.
Yeah.
And it's of magic. That's actually and the powder. Well,
okay,
just one item, right?
Yeah, I forgot about half magic because it's not on the tracker, so I tend to not think about it all too often. But yeah, that's really useful actually. Half magic will make Ganon and generally Ganon's tower a lot easier, and of course the powder also is a very good safety.
Also seems to opt for Death Mountain next, so he will go to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it's pretty much the only location that's left that isn't the Pendant Dungeon or the Ped, and Eastern Palace can't have it in Skull Woods. Luckily, Lin only needs to do Pod, while Hitsuyan still has to clear Ice Palace and Tal of Hera.
That's true, but he can go mode those dungeons now.
Yeah,
The go mode Ice Palace will take him much less time now.
yeah. Walking through Turtle Rock is probably going to take about as long as Hitsuyan going through Go Mode Ice Palace. Probably less even.
Yeah, since all our runners know the bomb jump to quickly finish this dungeon, it's really a quick thing to do.
And Lin, about to pick up their bow.
Oh, and that means at 1 hour and 32 minutes, Lin is in Go mode 2 now. And will soon find the silver arrows, but opts to leave Turtle Rock for now, as it seems. Alright, that's interesting. But decides to do Turtle Rock at the end when he can go to Ganon.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Hitsuyan still has Tal of Hera left for that kind of thing, for that routing. But Lin has cleared Tal of Hera already, and just clearing out Pod first, and then routing TR back. I mean, it doesn't really make much of a difference, but it's understandable, I would argue, because they both Hitsuyan and Lin cleared out Pod already. Except for Helmasaur King, so...
Yeah, time-wise is probably almost no difference, but just we know he would have gotten the silver arrows, which would have been nice.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really make a difference on Helmasaur, because the time it takes you to swap over to Bow after breaking off the mask is about as long as you would take with the sword swings with the gold sword anyway, so yeah. I mean, Lin would have had to climb Death Mountain twice anyways. It doesn't really make much of a difference here.
So, Hitsuyan fighting Cold Star now. Oh, got them into the corner.
At least long enough to kill one of the puffs. Meanwhile, DKS is getting led on by the book here, checking Bomble's tablet.
Yeah, the checks I was afraid of when they found the book in Ice Palace.
Yeah. And is also going to go for the big bomb here, which means that DKS also is going to be getting half magic and the powder momentarily here.
Since he's still missing the bow, he might even still opt to check the pendant at the pedestal at some point.
And here we have a King Helmasaur on Lin's side. Down he goes.
Yeah, 2
Crystal
slashes with
number
Butter Sword.
Yeah, Crystal number 6 for Lin. Meanwhile, Hitsuyan making their way over to Death Mountain, Dark Death Mountain, will be mirroring over to Terra.
So, and since DK has the powder now, that's another check he can do since he didn't check that.
Oh, please no. Please don't do this to me. DKS, don't.
It's the logic chain, he might, but he opts for Turtle Rock.
Phew.
So that's good for him.
Or maybe just going for the Ether Tablet. Please don't just go for the Ether Tablet there, DKS. Please do
He
Turtle
would
Rock.
do that, would he? But he does check Ether.
He is gonna check Ether, but I really hope DKS is not gonna flute away after checking Ether. I really hope Tiara is the next on their bucket list here.
He doesn't have too many places open unless he wants to go into the Pendant Dungeons.
Yeah.
And he already checked the front of Eastern Palace, so there's not much to get there. And he does have the Green Pendant open.
And there's a heart, and
It doesn't
not
flute
pulling
out.
up flute. Phew, okay. Crisis averted. Head us at the edge of the seats here, DKS. Why me?
So, Hitzian is just about to get his final crystal and will open Ganon's tower very soon.
Yeah, that's true. I assume you're trying to hint at something here.
Yeah, we will start our Ganon guessing game with this. So, in which chest will the big key be? We have chest 1 to 23, right? Wait.
1 to 22. It's 22.
I'm confused.
Yeah, it's 22 locations where Ganon's Tower, the Ganon's Tower Big Key can be. We do not have the bot for the daily races, so there's no leaderboard position, but we still like to play it for fun. So get your guesses in chat. Be really quick about it too, because Hitsuyan is about to enter Ganon's Tower. Where do you think the key is gonna be this time around?
I think we're gonna find it pretty early. I think it's in location 5.
Alright, since the last 3 races I've seen had the big key in the first 2 chests, I'm gonna say 2.
Yeah, actually, I've seen the big key on the right side in the first 2 chests very often recently, I feel like.
I was wrong.
Oh, it's
Oh,
the
well.
Quake Medallion.
It is
something.
yellow. It is yellow. Right, so I guess I can't retract and say box chest, right? Because that's usually what I usually go for while I commentate. But yeah, I'll take my loss here. Right, so let's see if Hitsuyan decides to go for Dark Magician strats and mirror out and go back to the right side once they found some keys here, or like at least open up the Stalfos chests. And the keys there, going full right. No.
Looks like he's gonna check the left side. Going for the quickest strat.
Of course, if the keys are... Lin is not happy about finding Silvos right in the next chest after getting the bow in Cover Rock. But yeah, of course, if... Oh, we found the big key already.
Yeah,
Where
we
was
found
it?
the big key. It's did find it, but I was just busy looking at Lin's screen.
Aw. What's that? It was 8? Which chest was it in, chat?
It seems to have been 8, but we will get confirmation in the end
okay.
screen.
The one of our trackers here, Jen, saying that it was in the firebar room, which means 2 chests on the right. Torch number 3. Yeah, that's 8. That's right.
My 8. Yeah.
And that means, let's see here. Zyle Naha had guessed number 8. Congratulations, Zyle Naha. You win a free trip on the bat from the Ganon Tower to the Pyramid of Power.
We actually see the pretty rarely seen back room in Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, that is the room that also proves that bonking was developer intended. Because the only way you can get across that gap is to bonk into those blocks. And, yeah. There's a room back there. Clearly.
I mean, it could also prove that bomb jumps were intended at some point.
Well...
But no, they did place those blocks there for a reason.
Yeah. It is funny, though, how much of a staple bomb jumps have become in basically every Zelda game. And Lin now here, the second person on Trinex.
It's time for the second Land Molars. A very quick Silver Arrow fight.
Yeah, zero cycle Lamolas here.
As fast as it gets.
Lin taking down Trinex.
And that means Lin will also enter Ganon's Tower very soon.
Indeed. And of course, equipped with Powder and Half Magic, Lin will have a slightly easier climb. And DKS taking down Trinex as well, while Magnificent is going to make their way over there. Wait, is the tracker correct? Did Magnificent not beat Helmasaur King? Oh no, they do have that crystal. Okay, so it's just not loaded on the tracker. It's probably the tracker software being a bit thick-headed, as it were. And DKS picking up their 6th crystal. They still have to...
Oh, shit,
yeah.
Fighting Trolldom 2 now.
DKS accidentally fluting to 6 instead of 5. Yeah, DKS still has to do pod here.
Magnificent going for the safety door. He does have a blue potion. Oh, looks like Lin's... No, Lin's using the mirror, so Lin will take the long road to Firebar Room.
Ooh. That might just make the difference here, because Magnificent is on their way to Trinex, and if Lin goes full right, they will have to beat Ice Armos and then go back to Firebar Room. And that might be just enough time for Magnificent to actually catch up.
That is a big loss there, yeah. Hitzian already freed the pick.
Indeed, Aghanim, a very fast Aghanim 2 fight here on Hitzian's side, meaning we are going to be about to enter the final fight here for Hitzian on the restream. Of course, with Silvers and Gold Sword, even without the half magic that 2 of the other runners have, you know, not a biggie, honestly. And Ganon wanting to hold a parade here, probably with all that stolen candy that he picked up during Halloween.
Should be a pretty quick fight for Hitzian, since he has the golden sword.
Lin picking up the red boomerang here in the right side of Ganon's tower. So at least something, right? Some lag.
It's an item. Well, yeah, we did find the silver arrows in Turtle Rock. Doesn't go for the torch glitch, but since he can deal a lot of damage, that shouldn't be necessary.
Yeah, with the silver arrows, the torch glitches, you know, it's optional. Like having it is nice. Oh,
Does actually take a fairy here.
wow, Hitsuyan, don't do this to my heart. Lie me. So,
Alright.
Phew.
Ganon is down. He just has to walk through that door now.
Alright, so Hitsuyan taking down Ganon. GG, the first one to beat Ganon here on the restream. I'm not sure
Right,
if
and with 1 hour and 46 minutes, Hitsuyan is the first one to finish.
in the overall race as well.
Well, on our restream, I didn't check the overall race yet.
Right. And Lin, I think it's starting to dawn on Lin here that it is that strat here was not the correct play. Magnificent actually caught up to Lin here, even though Lin found the red mail, which, you know, it's a nice safety, but not required at all, especially with this many hearts. Magnificent overtook Lin. Lin about here to pick up their big key. But, yeah. And looks like we have Hitsuyan here in the Discord for an interview. GG Hitsuyan, congratulations.
GG. Thanks, GG's.
So, how did you feel about that double dip triple rock?
Yeah, I feel very behind. The roll seat I cleared full of Thieves Town. Not full Thieves Town, but all 4 items. And Skullwoods too. Yeah, I did Skullwoods because I feel behind and tried to gamble for the bow.
Yeah.
I don't want to clear full of Ice Palace. I think other runners did full ice.
Yeah, we were we were wondering why you didn't go to Ice Palace first, because, you know, that's 3 items, and but it ended up being the correct play anyway. So
Yeah,
so we did
no
have a
done.
comment. We did have a comment in chat that said in one of your races yesterday, I think you had a green pendant bow item. Did that have anything to do with that?
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, what I want to say, yeah, Spy Cave was the play in the seed, I think.
yeah, I think for basically all of the runners here in the restream, Spy Cave was the last check that they made for the hookshot.
Yeah, I had Power Mat left, I think, and Catfish, Zoa, and Hyrule Castle basement.
Yeah, that was but at the very least, 2 hints giving us the information that the boots are in the hookshot cave. So,
yeah, and I expect this was is not a sub 2 because the first dungeon was clear at 1 hour, I think,
yeah,
or 50 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah, it took a long time in this race. It was a pretty slow start, but then it picked up at the end.
Yeah, and I skipped Terra and desert boss because I know the boots was on top of that and clear it faster because I have to do Maya and have to do climb GT and can do Hera then. Yeah, and I fall down at the big chest in Hera and got my second item on the basement.
Yeah. And at the very least, Pendant Feaston was very generous and had like 3 of the 4 items in the front and the other one in the next chest to pick up in the attic. So at least that's a bit of a relief there. It looks like DKS also deciding to go for full right strats here.
Yeah, he's also taking the long route through the tower, while Magnificent got pushed down for the first time by Trolldown 2.
Which
Yeah,
does keep...
The worst thing was Mini Moldon Cave with my bombs.
He is going for the hover, and he actually did the hover. And he successfully skipped Moldon after he threw him off once. That's one way to skip that fight.
Yeah. Nice hover there from Magnificent. I mean, after getting knocked off and with just 4.5 pots, I don't blame them. And we're on to Aghanim 2 here, while Lin is taking down Moldworm 2 very swiftly, basically right on Magnificent's heels, and has a lot more health to work with as well.
Well, looks like the final chest was actually a 10-arrow chest.
Just in case you needed some for Ganon later.
Yeah, not the greatest reward for the final chest in the game.
Oof, and Magnificent having a bit of problems here with the blue balls of Aghanim.
The positioning of Aghanim's doubles are pretty bad this time.
Yeah. It has a blue potion I've seen, so we'd probably opt to save it unless really needed. Yeah, those Aga positions are just rude.
Whew, that was close.
He decides to run over Aghanim 2 here in a fit of rage. Or boredom, perhaps. Yeah, those patterns are just Lin expressing their dissatisfaction with those patterns. That was a good lineup there, but that sadly got hit.
Yeah, since Hitzian's fight against Aghanim was so quick, we actually didn't see those bad positions.
Yeah. And Lin keeps on venting frustration out there. Pretty close race between the left-hand runners here. DKS has found their big key in the meantime and is going to go through the gauntlet, while we have Ganon being fought on Magnificent and Lin's side here. They are going to be finishing within like maybe 30 seconds of each other, I imagine, unless one of them takes a death or a fall.
Yeah, this is going to be a very close fight. But Magnificent in the slight lead.
Yep. Magnificent already on the 3rd phase, while Lin is on the 2nd.
Lin does have the half magic, which probably won't save time.
Not necessarily, yeah.
No, Magnificent got the double, and Ganon is already down.
The only way for Lin to make this up here is if Magnificent falls down the bridge, which is very unlikely, but certainly a possibility. Yeah, okay.
This has happened in the past, I heard.
Yeah, it has happened in the past. I've seen actually someone lose a race falling down on that bridge.
And thus, with 1 hour and 54 minutes, Magnificent did place a second on the restream, and Lin is gonna try this again.
Yeah, Lin falls basically the same moment as Magnificent walks into the door of the Triforce Chamber. That's very unfortunate for Lin. Lin was knocked off the ledge there by Ganon.
Ah,
So-
damn, I didn't see what actually knocked her off in the end.
Yeah, that was a commentator's curse there. All right, but luckily with Gold Sword and all of this equipment, it's gonna be a swift cleanup here. I imagine. So really, Lin's gonna be fine.
Yeah. It's just gonna be a small time loss at this point.
And we're gonna be joined here by Magnificent as well.
GG Magnificent.
Hello there,
there he is.
Magnificent. GG.
GG.
GG's.
Oh, and right at this moment, Lin also finished Ganon.
Check. You guys hear me?
Yes,
we can hear you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, my mic was turned off and now it's on. So thank you guys. Thank you.
So that was a seed, all right, wasn't it?
Yeah, it just feels bad to have your progression item in the hook shot just be in the very, very last location that I could possibly check. That you know. Yeah.
For what it's worth, it was basically the last check for almost all of I think actually all of the restream runners. Like some had a couple more left, but generally speaking, it was like one of the very last locations for everybody. Sadly, both you and DTS actually went to check the left side swamp.
Mm-hmm.
With the bust. I'm
Yeah,
sure
before-
you didn't feel.
Before getting that hint, right?
Yeah. I was gonna say, I'm sure
Oh.
you didn't feel particularly great about that hint in Trouble Rock there. Also, we are joined by Lin as well here. GG Lin.
GG.
GG, Lin.
Thank you. GG, everyone. So painful. I didn't want to go to Swamp for sure. And there's not a lot of items in DM, so I'm just gonna go there. And I actually, when I went to Catfish, you saw me, going back to get a potion. Because the last time I went for Spike Cave, I died. So, I knew I was going for that Spike Cave eventually. And, yeah, again, progression.
Yeah.
Kind of painful, but yeah. And that bow, I know.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, we saw you vent your frustration with the hookshot, the bow, and the silvers there. And the terrible patterns on Aghanim too.
We actually thought you'd find the hookshot way earlier, since you got 2 hints for the hookshot, which were related to the boots, really early in the game.
I mean, it was a hint for the boots, but not for the hookshot itself.
Yeah, I was hoping. I mean, yeah, you get a hint for the boots. You're like, okay, this hook shot's gotta be in Swamp. No. In Thieves Town. Nope. In Skull Woods. Nope. In Pod. Nope.
I mean,
maybe
did
Turtle
actually-
Rock. Nope. At the very end.
did
Alas,
actually-
Spike Cave.
Who did actually did Swamp before going to Darkwood Mountain? Because I didn't. Because I didn't want to go there. And when I actually went into Turtle Rock and saw the hint, I was like, okay, best decision ever.
Oh wow! So you skipped the left side.
No, yeah, I
Swamp.
did.
Oh, I did. I think me and DKS. I think they were saying that we, walked that journey, and it did not pay off.
Yeah. Speaking of DKS, finishing here as well on the restream, being the last one of the runners here. Finishing. Also, just like because while we were talking, it wasn't mentioned. DKS had a really nice and clean Aghanim 2 fight there. That was really nice. I think even got a triple there towards the end.
Definitely,
awesome.
I saw it much better than what I had tried to do my.
Yeah,
mine was horrible as well. Oh my
yeah. There was some really rough patterns there as well. So, but yeah. So everybody in the restream is finished. Very, very. I don't think any of the. Oh no, Eastern was required for the hammer, but none of the other pendant dungeons were required. So at least that's good, right?
Yeah, I had done the mountain before I had gotten the hammer, so I was. It kind of felt bad having to go all the way up there again just to check those, the dark, not the dark, but the right side Death Mountain. That really it had nothing actually. So fortunately, that was kind of.
Well,
maybe
there was a sword there.
Was there? Oh, that's right. There was a master sword.
Yeah, there was a sword in Paradox Cave. What's actually really interesting is that out of the 4 runners, we found 3 had the first sword in different locations. So I think Lynn was the first one to pick up the sword from Agina, I want to say. Or was it Mark? No, it was Mark. Mark first picked up from Agina. Lynn, I think, first picked that one up in Paradox Cave. And Hitsuyan, I think, picked the one in Thief's Town up first, right?
No, mine was Thief's Town as well.
Ah, okay, then it must have been DKS.
I had Thief's Town too.
Yeah. But yeah, it was very.
It were a pretty big spread among the runners.
Yeah, it was spread out and also in very interesting locations as well. So.
I was actually tempted when I went to Hype Cave and got the bottle. I was actually tempted to go to Pod already, and I should have gone there for the mids. With Mirror and Flute, it was actually something that could be done to get the potion and go there.
Yeah, I think 2 of the runners here did the potion glitch. I'm not sure if.
I did.
Yeah, Lynn did and Hitsuyan
late.
did. I'm not sure if Mark or TKS did the potion glitch, but
I didn't. I was thinking about it. I went and got a potion after Pod, but I guess I got sidetracked by the mitts. Everything that the mitts had to offer. So.
I mean, Pod didn't have anything else anyway other than the mitts, so
Mm-hmm.
Time saved. Right. So let's see here. Is there anything else of any of you guys want to say about the seed?
Yeah, all the items just seem to be so. They were very spread out.
Getting the hook shot, go back, get your boots, take the fire rod, and get the bow. The roller coaster is actually that was hilarious, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, my first dip into Turtle Rock, got all the way to the big key chest. Nothing.
I think we all did that.
Okay, that's what I figure. And then getting that fire rod going all the way back. I actually, when I got the bow, I just left Turtle Rock and to finish Pod, and then to leave Turtle Rock for last.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Just go there and finish Turtle Rock at the end.
So 3 dips into Turtle Rock. Feels good.
Yeah, all of the restream runners actually went to do fire rod less Turtle Rock. So, yeah, that was very, not only interesting to see, but also a bit frustrating because, in the end, Turtle Rock didn't have anything until you found that fire rod. So.
Still, one of the last games we've seen between you was the choice to go to Ice Palace first or to go to Turtle Rock first, which meant for some of you to go mode Ice Palace after that. Did you feel like it was a big gamble to go to Turtle Rock?
I did. I when I got my ice shot, I actually wanted to go back to the rug already. But I was like, yeah, that's kind of big of a gamble, so I decided to go to ice instead.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I went straight to ice after Fire Rod, getting the Fire Rod in where was it?
King's Tomb.
King's
King's
Tomb.
Tomb.
That's right.
Yeah, what I found, what I liked about Hitsuyan is that Hitsuyan completely refused to do Ice Palace and went to do everything else before. So Hitsuyan found the bow and then decided to complete TR to go mode Ice Palace. So that was pretty.
Yeah, that was the right choice for sure.
Yeah,
even though
it
we got
was.
I got like cape and book in Ice Palace, and I'm thinking, okay, tablets, pedestal, bumper cave, which I didn't check either. So, yeah, I was thinking that.
Oh, also, because Lynn is actually bringing that up in chat, Mark, you and Lynn were actually really close, like just seconds of each other, and then sadly Lynn took a fault again, and so that was a heartbreaker.
Mm.
Yeah, it was definitely a great race to watch, especially like some really weird item locations. You know, hookshot in Spike Cave, bow in Turtle Rock, Firelock side, and stuff like that. It was certainly interesting. So unless any of you guys are having any more thoughts, I think we should start to wrap it up here. Because I think a race is going to be starting very soon here on this channel.
Isn't that Hitsuyan's race actually?
Oh, I'm glad he got finished in time for that.
Oops. Oh yeah, it is your race, Hitsuyan. Oh, we better hurry then. Fly me.
Yeah, I have to go now. Sorry, guys.
All right. Good luck
yeah.
on your race there, Hitsuyan. I guess we try and go make this wrap it up really quick. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you to the runners on the restream and also the runners that are racing not on the restream. Good luck, Hitsuyan, on your race coming up very shortly after we are done here. And of course, thank you very much to not only our restreamers but also our trackers, literally Jan and Yoko. Thank you very much to you two, and of course, thank you very much to FaZe. My co-commentary today was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you for commentating, Red. I had a lot of fun too. It was a good race.
Yeah, it was. And yeah, so we're being told that this is basically gonna be like connecting right after, so there might not even be the channel going offline. So, guys, thank you everybody for watching. Make sure to give all the runners your love and follows. Yeah. Okay. That's it. Thank you everybody. Stay tuned for Hitsuyan, more Hitsuyan action against Shady Force in their fall tournament race. This is gonna be an all dungeons randomized sword hard open retro seed. So that's red is always fun to watch. So right. That's it from us today. Thank you everybody for watching, and see you over there.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Right. Bye.